So 50 Cent didn't waste a single second before clapping back at Rick Ross, and he did it in the only way that 50 Cent knows how to do it. Oh boy, here we go again, you guys. Oh man, listen. Rick Ross dropped his brand new album titled Set in Stone this past weekend, and just like the title itself suggests, it really looks like a whole lot of fans left this particular album completely set in stone. The fans were absolutely not rushing out to pick this album up and actually sit down and listen to it. Now, despite the fact that this album had a whopping 19 records loaded onto it, and despite the fact that it also had features from artists like T.I., French Montana, Max B, YFN Lucci, Big X The Plug, and even Young Miami herself, the album still completely flopped. It went wood. It went triple copper. Listen, man, I mess with Rozay heavy, but there's honestly no way to sugarcoat any of this. The album pulled in only 1.83 million streams on Spotify, and that is equivalent to only about 1,200 albums sold total. So yeah, that is definitely not good at all. Now, I already reacted to Mahogany Caskets, which is where he took shots and dissed 50 Cent directly in the music video, and everybody said that he was seriously violating with that and all of that stuff. So make sure you go check that particular reaction out. But no, you cannot diss me and then have your album flop like that. Don't diss me if you diss me on wax. And y'all already know I mess with Ross. Ross is fire. Great rapper. Great musician. But you are not going to diss me on an album and then have that album flop. Yeah, 'cause I'm finna swoop down from the rafters like Sting. Motherfucker, I'm finna what? What your album do, motherfucker? Everybody. Oh, only what? Only imagining exactly what 50 Cent said upon hearing this news. Oh Lord, not the album sales. They whipped out their calculators just to see exactly how much Ricky Rozay is actually going to sell in that first week. Usually, most of the streams from any album will come directly from the first day of release. So if Rozay only pulled in about 1.83 million streams for the first day, then that is a serious problem. And it sounds like a lot of streams for an entire album with 19 tracks loaded on it. That's not good. That's not a good amount of streams at all. It really looks like Ricky Rozay's album, for someone who is at Rick Ross's visibility, and fame level, is only going to sell about 2,000 copies first week out. Now, everybody knew this album was not Rozay's. The album is only going to sell about 2,000 copies first week. Now, I've always been the one that says album sales is not the most is not the most important metric out there. It's not even a great metric when you're talking about the quality of a piece of music. But I do say that it does reveal something about how popular something might actually be, or how well something was actually promoted. That's more what it really is. But, they game numbers too, so you can't always tell exactly. But when they're low like that, they didn't game them, obviously. And 2,000 copies is incredibly, almost impossibly low for Rick Ross of all people. Like, golly, really? I also think they did a pretty terrible job promoting this whole album. Copies first week. Now, everybody knew this album was not going to do well numbers-wise at all. The fans absolutely knew it. Rick Ross's label also knew it as well. And as a matter of fact, Rick Ross himself absolutely knew this album was not going to sell well at all. That's exactly why a week before the album even dropped, Rick Ross put out this video basically telling the fans, "Hey y'all, you can get your little jokes off. I've already gotten paid for this album. I know it's going to flop. My label knows it's going to flop. However, I still got my money for it. So get your little jokes off if it makes you feel a little better. When it comes to Clear's throat, alright, before we listen to this video, damn Ross. Hey, hit that like button, bro. It's a hot summer out here. They going back and forth. People, hey, they outside, huh? Rick Ross dissing 50. So we are, hey, hear T.I. rapping. Go check out my Mahogany Casket reaction after this one. There's a part 2 of it. Make sure you hit that like button. It's more important than ever right now. Thank you to everybody. I got to take out the moment to thank everybody who's been doing that. That really means the world to me, and that's really been helping these videos. Get this video to 6,000 thumbs up. That's always like a good sweet spot to hit. And make sure, because they changed that YouTube algorithm around, and now likes Clear's throat damn near more important than views at this point in time. So make sure you're crushing that like button every single time you're seeing a video of mine that you're rocking with. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And even if you're already subscribed, Make sure you check if that notification bell is clicked, because you know that's what will get you to get every one of my videos sent straight to your phone. And sometimes even when you hit that bell, it won't do it right. So hit the bell and keep hitting like. Eventually, you do it on like 5 videos. The algorithm going to go, oh, okay, we should send you the videos of the person you subscribed and now. YouTube. Anyway, off if it makes you feel better. But when it comes to making moves, I'm telling you all this because I'm getting ready. I'm doing some, album stuff, right? But for the ones that want to know, this album, number 12, Rozay, how are you always so confident when it comes to your business? When it come, because it go the way I want it to go. My album come out, I'm already paid before the album come out. It's Rozay. I don't know when them dudes sit on them podcasts doing all them little deals. I don't know what little cats y'all talking to. Industry has changed drastically. And guess what? As a boss, you put the number up there. This is what we're going to do just to do business with me. I've sold records, dog, for the last 20 years straight. You know exactly what I do. Not just for myself, but for the entire brand. Rozay, pay. I pray y'all boys get paid before the album come out. Because when you put the album together, that's the work part. Now, despite the late, that boy knew that album was about T.O. Flop Flop. Wow. BRO. The insurance that, bro, somebody got to put a compilation together of some of the most awful copium rappers have done for the album sales. I think the greatest copium of an album flopping, and I don't think enough of us really talked about this, was Cordy. YBN Cordy, or just Cordino. Bro, when that boy's last album flopped and he went on a whole press run talking about what is flopping really, I died laughing at that. I said, I don't know, but it's definitely what you did. Laughter. Whenever dudes get to talking about, yeah, the industry rules is different now. They know they about to flop. They know they about to flop. But like I said, my thing is not about the numbers really. Mine is about the quality of music itself. And I've heard 2 songs off this album, and Ross was rapping his ass off. T.I. was rapping his ass off. I do think this is one of the worst promoted bodies of work that I've seen in a very long time. I'm gonna keep it gangster with you. I didn't even realize the name of the album was set in stone until right this very moment. And I've literally listened to 2 songs and reacted to one of them. This rollout was so terrible. It was almost like they wanted this to flop. This literally felt like an album that he was forced to drop. Because and the weird part is Rick Ross has been way more visible than usual. So you can't even be like, what happened to Rick Ross? This entire rollout of this album, Rick Ross was going viral back to back to back to back. He went to that PBR podcast, that weirdo stuff. He went to that too. He's so many viral clips of he had a versus in between this with French Montana. I'm just like, damn, dog. And I feel like he never said his album name. Promotion from Rick Ross's label was weak. After seeing the album go number 1 on the iTunes chart, Ricky Rozay and his team sent out this promo picture to the blogs. Rick Ross also appeared on the Joe Budden podcast, amongst other various platforms. On this project, on the new album, the perspective Rozay giving you. You gotta realize I came in 20 years ago, every damn day, hustling from the mud to the marble. So now the perspective from the penthouse down to the streets, and we're gonna give you that perspective. But some people would say you came in the game talking that stuff. I did. It was always about getting to the money. I don't know if this stuff went over people's heads. We talking about every day we hustling. Every day we going to get it. The White House. These are records on the first album. We speaking real estate. Buy back the block. That's what it always was. And maybe just because it came to fruition in front of dudes' eyes, some of it is unbelievable, but it's here. So when you say it different, boy, the Ross is Ross, but he uses a criminal amount of Beijing. Like he uses a felony amount of Beijing. That is a felony charge. That's not a misdemeanor. That is a felony amount of Beijing that dude be using. Rick Ross looked like he's wearing a ski. It doesn't even look like a beard anymore. Look like he's wearing a ski mask and just cut this part out of it. You can't unsee that now. Say it don't look like he wearing half a ski mask. Perspective on music this album. Is there a difference in how it's executed today versus how you came in? No. Just a difference in the mindset. Dude got a $500 million mindset now. This ain't the dude in music trying to get his first 10. 'Cause when you get 1, you know you can make it to 10. You get 10, you can make it to 100. Don't let nobody fool you. You get 100, you can get a B. However, despite all the efforts put in, it's still not Here Comes Curtis. That's going to sell well. And you guys know how this all goes in the hip-hop world. If your enemy flops, best believe you're going to get clowned for it heavy. 50 Cent went on Instagram to react to Rick Ross's album, only selling about 2K copies total. He said, "I just saw your record sales. LOL, 2,000, what the fuck?" Now, despite all the number talks, if you guys actually go listen to, and here's the comedy, dude, that's potent. Like I know, like all he has to say, here's the thing. Like most times I'll be like, bro, get off the memes, bro. Like, what are you doing? Getting the boot, this, that, and the third. But they've been beefing for so long and I've had songs to each other already that I've already got what I wanted battle-wise. Now they're going to just do this. And I'm not going to lie to you. The joke isn't just like, oh, your album flopped. 2,000 is what makes this ether. 2,000, that is ridiculously low. That's almost like impossibly low. That is decibel. That is literally just saying that number in itself is an ether diss for somebody like Rick Ross because he talks about opulence. He talks about the numbers. He talks about sales. He talks about we don't buy bots. He talks about all of this stuff. So, yeah, I have to be fair. This is a smoker. This is a smoker of a post because 2000, the album is actually pretty solid overall. And no, this is not promo. I was in the gym last weekend getting my swole on, and my two favorite current records that I kept on going back to was this Maybach music set. Hey dog, I ain't gonna lie, Chigs. This sound like promo. I wouldn't even think it was promo till you said this isn't promo, but when I was at my local gym running, two of my favorite songs came on. What? Hey, they should have paid you. Is that? Hold on, let me see if there's anything else here. Be in the conversations for top 5 albums of the year for sure. For anybody, Ricky Rozay and Excuses. Numbers-wise, the album absolutely flopped. That's not debatable. There's a reason why right now other acts are not putting out music like that. Even DJ Khaled had come clean today and let everybody know that okay, so that's a whole nother story that I was just talking about the Rick Ross and 50 Cent side of it. Yeah, 50 got his lick back. So, cause all he said was F 50 Cent many men. I thought people were over-exaggerating how hard he violated him. He just said F 50 Cent to do many men. And then showed a body cover in a white sheet, snorts. That's supposed to be 50. So if I'm 50, you do all that? You do the music video, all that? And you show 2,000 on the album, you diss me? Oh, dog, I might print up shirts that say 2,000, only 2,000 with question. Ross, the ball's in your court now. Laughter. Damn, man. Yo. The internet is going to be absolutely feasting on this one for weeks. No doubt about that at all. Rick Ross, you the GOAT rapper. But this rollout was a mess, dog. Straight up. Peace, y'all.